Может, что-нибудь почитать. Что у меня есть почитать? Марк Твен, прости, господи. У нас литературное чтение. Такая есть книжечка. Купленная тоже хрен знает вообще, когда я даже, потому что, не знаю, 84 рубля книга. Чуете, да, на английском? Чуете, как давно это было куплено? Где-то, наверное, в институте я училась, то есть это какой-нибудь, не знаю, 11-й, опять же, там, 12-й год, что-нибудь такое. Что-нибудь такое. Очень уж тут длинные рассказы. Марк Твен. Давайте фон я все-таки отключу, потому что, ну, это кринж какой-то просто. Ой, ёб твою мать, не то сделал. Вот так. Сейчас настроить фон и эффекты. Нету фона. Нету фона. Нету фона больше, между прочим. Давайте попробуем почитать. Не знаю, насколько это будет интересно кому-то. Хызы. Я потренируюсь в английском, вы меня послушаете, ваши уши будут загибаться. Поэтому все, кто не любит загибание своих ушей, пожалуйста, уйдите от экранов, выключите сие непотребство. So, Mark Twain. Twain. Это же ирландский чтиво. About barbers. Barbers. All things change except barbers, the way of barbers, and the surroundings of barbers. Yeah, Mark Twain, we agree with you. These never change. What one experiences in a barber shop the first time he enters one is what he always experiences in barbershops afterwards till the end of his days. I'm feeling sorry, really sorry to Mark Twain, actually. Well, I got shaved this morning as usual. If he used this, shaving very sharp like a knife, probably he need to pray God to that he stayed alive, actually. Well, anyway, I got shaved this morning as usual. A man approached the door from Jones Street as I approached it from Main. A thing that always happens. I hurried up, but it was of no use. He entered the door one little step ahead of me, and I followed it, followed in on his heels, and saw him take the only vacant chair, the one presided over by the best barber. It always happens so. I sat down, hoping that I might fall here, 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 here. I don't know this word. It's not here. It's like heritage. What does it mean? I sat down, hoping that I might fall here to the chair belonging to the better of the remaining two barbers, for he had only begun combing this man's hair, while his comrade, I'm sorry, do I hear the sound of USSR here? His comrade, whatever, was not yet quite done rubbing up and oiling his customer's locks. Okay. Whatever. I watched the probabilities with strong interest. When I saw that number 2 was gaining on number 1, my interest grew to solicitude. When number 1 stopped a moment to make change on a bus ticket for a newcomer and lost ground in the race, my solicitude rose to anxiety. When number 1 caught up again, and both he and his comrade again, were pulling the towels away and brushing the powder from their customers' cheeks, and it was about an evening thing, which one would say next, like in McDonald's, yeah, nowadays. Next, first, my very breath stood still with the suspense. But when, at the final culminating moment, number one stopped to pass a comb to a couple of times through his customer's eyebrows, I saw that he had lost the race by a single instant, and I rose indignant and quitted the shop to keep from falling into the hands of number two. Well, okay. For oh my God. Oh, these man's games. For I have none of that enviable firmness that enables a man to look calmly into the eyes of a waiting barber and tell him he will wait for his fellow barber's chair. I stayed out 15 minutes and then went back, hoping for better luck. Look, for better luck. Well, uh, I prefer to start reading well than to prefer than using accents, different accents. Uh, of course, all the chairs were occupied now, and four men sat waiting, silent, unsociable, distraught, and looking bored, as men always do. As men always do. I'm sorry. Who are waiting their turn in a barber's shop. Not only in barbers, actually. I sat down in one of the iron-armed electricity chairs compartments of an old sofa and put in the time for a while, reading the framed advertisements of all sorts of quack nostrums for dyeing and coloring the hair. Poor man, feel very sorry for you. Then I read the greasy names on the private bay rum bottles. So they even there that times, it's like a century ago, maybe, I don't know. They all already had rum bottles in barber shops. What do we do exactly wrong in the women barbers? Why I'm not offered the in rum there? Actually, I love rum. Well, more or less like a pirate. Read Ashley. Then I read the greasy names on the private bay rum bottles, ball or what? Read the names and noted the numbers on the private shaving caps in the pigeonholes. Studied the stained and damaged chipped prints on the walls of battles, early presidents, and voluptuous. Oh, I cannot even read this. What is this? Voluptuous, voluptuous. I don't know this word, and I don't know the meaning. I don't know how to read it. Anyway, recumbent sultans and the tiresome and everlasting young girl putting her grandfather's spectacles on, execrated in my heart the cheerful canary and the distracting parrot that few barbers' shop are without. Finally, oh my God, where exactly uh, is he sitting on? Is it really barbers? Rum, parrots, a barber shop in the pirate ship? What's going on? Or was maybe ordinary England a century ago, maybe even now, I don't know. Finally, I search out the least dilapidated, dilapidated of the last year's illustrated papers that littered the full center table and conned their unjustifiable misrepresentations of old forgotten events. At last my turn came. After reading all this, hmm, a voice said, "Next," and I surrendered to number two, of course. He was trying to avoid, but bad luck, bad luck. It always happens so. I said meekly that I was in a hurry, and it affected him as strongly as if he had never heard it. Oh my God, really, really, you say to a barber, I'm in a hurry. Oh my God, okay. And you hope that he never spoils anything. Well, okay. So his hands will shake, that after Rome, especially. That's why they offer you rum, actually. It's not Rome, it's rum. Rum. Yeah? They drink, I mean. So he shoved up my head and put a napkin under it. He plugged his fingers into my collar and fixed a towel there. He explored my hair with his claws. Claws? I mean, is it really man barbershop? And suggested that it needed trimming. Usually, yeah. I said I didn't want it trimmed. For sure, who can expect it something else? He explored again and said it was pretty long for the present style. Better have a little taken off. We all know this little, yeah? If needed, it behind especially. It needed it behind especially. I said I had it cut only a week before. He yearned over it reflectively in a moment and then asked what a disparaging manner who cut it. With a disparaging manner who cut it. I came back at him promptly with a "you did." Oh my God. Okay, that's funny. I had him there. Then he fell to stirring up his leather and regarding himself in the glass, stopping now and then to get close and examine his chin critically or torture him pimple. Then he lathered one side of my face thoroughly and was about to lather the other. When a dog fight attracted his attention. A dog fight attracted his. Are they still in the barbershop? Well, okay. What did exactly happen in England? I think it's England that is describing. Well, okay, okay. I lost the line. Sorry, it's really not it's small here. Small size of the letters, I mean. Dogfight, dogfight, dogfight attracted his attention, and he ran to the window and stayed and saw it out, losing 2 shillings on the result in bets with the other barbers. What? What? A thing which gave me great satisfaction. He finished leathering, meantime getting the brush into my mouth. Only twice! Getting the brush into my mouth only twice! Oh, thanks God, it's only twice. And then began to rub in the suds with his hand. And as he now had his had turned discussing the dog fight with the other barbers, he naturally shoveled considerable leather into my mouth without knowing it. But I did. Oh my God. He now began to sharpen his razor on an old suspender and was delayed a good deal. Well, I now understand why this man didn't want the cutting or shave. Why ever he even stepped in this barber shop. Well, it's only after a bottle of rum you could do this, I guess. And now I understand. I understand this rum thing in barber shops for men. And so he now began to sharpen his razor on an old suspender and was delayed a good deal on account of controversy about a cheap masquerade ball he had figured at the night before. In red cambric and bogus ermine, oh, I don't know these words, as some kind of a king of a king. He was so gratified with being chaffed about some damsel whom he had smitten with his charms that he used every means to continue the controversy by pretending to be annoyed at the chaffings on of his fellows. I will need a dictionary on this. Some words I don't understand. Well, anyway, this matter begot more surveyings of himself in the glass, and he put down his razor and brushed his hair with elaborate care, plastering an invented arch with down on his forehead, accomplishing an accurate part behind, and brushing the two wings forward over his ears with nice exactness. Which his ears? I don't understand. Is he brushing himself? The barber's brushing himself? Or what is happening? In the meantime, the leather was drying on my face and apparently eating into my vitals. Now he began to shave, digging his fingers into my countenance to stretch the skin, making a handle of my nose now and then, bending and tumbling my head this way and that as convenience in shaving demanded, and hawking and expectorating pleasantly all the while. As long as he was on the tough sides of my face, I didn't suffer, but when he began to rake and rip and tug, rip? No, it's not. And tug at my chin, the tears came. Tears. Tears came. Well, you surely need a bottle of rum. Another bottle, I guess. I didn't mind his getting so close down to me. I didn't mean his garlic. I didn't mind his garlic. I cannot read this further. It's disgusting. I didn't mind his garlic because all barbers eat garlic, I suppose. But there was an added something that made me fear that he was decaying inwardly while still alive, and this gave me much concern. Oh my God. He now put his finger into my mouth. No, please, no. Ah, fool. Ah. He now put his finger into my mouth to assist him in shaving, of course, the corners of my upper lip. Mm, um, and it was by this bit of circumstantial evidence that I discovered that a part of his duties in the shop was to clean the kerosene lamps. Please, please, no. I had often wondered if, in an indolent way, whether the barbers did that or whether it was the boss. You are the boss. About this time, I was amusing myself trying to guess where he would be most likely to cut me this time. Uh, this time, where he would be most likely to cut me this time. I like English humor at this point. But he got ahead of me and sliced me on the end of the chin before I had got my mind made up. Sliced me. Okay, like you're a hamon or something. He immediately more sharpened his razor. He might have done it before. I do not like a close shave and wouldn't let him go over me a second time. I tried to get him to put up his razor, dreading that he would make for the side of my chin, my pet tender spot. A place with a razor cannot touch twice without making trouble. Wait for it. But he said he only wanted to just smooth off one little roughness, and in that same moment, he slipped his razor along the forbidden ground and forbidden ground. I was still talking about his chin. And the dreaded pimple signs of a close shave rose up, smarting and answered to the call. Now he soaked his towel in bay rum. Ah, now I understand this. And slapped it all over my face nastily. Nastily. He nastily slapped the towel with rum all over my face. Am I reading the funny stories? What is it? Well, apparently I do. So, slapped it over the towel with rum, as if a human being ever yet washed his face in that way. Then he dried it by slapping with the dry part of the towel, as if a human being ever dried his face in such a fashion. But a barber seldom rubs you like a Christian. Like who then? Next, he poked bay rum into the cut place with his towel, then choked the wound with powered stretch, then soaked it with bay rum again, and would have gone on soaking and powdering it for evermore, no doubt, if I no doubt, if I had not rebelled and begged off. Oh my God. No, okay. Okay, that's funny. He powered my whole face, not only face, my whole face now, strengthened, strengthened. Oh my God, it's difficult to pronounce. Uh, strengthened me up and began to pluck my hair thoughtfully with his hands and examined his fingers critically. I hope that his fingers were already out of the man's mouth. Critically examined with his fingers. Okay. Then he suggested a shampoo, or was it wrong, I guess. A shampoo, and said that my hair needed it badly, very badly. Yeah. You need washing, my friend. I can smell not only the garlic from my mouth, said the barbarian. It's not written in the book, by the way. I observed that I had shampooed it myself very thoroughly in the bus yesterday. I had him again. Well, we nearly at the end of the story. He next recommended some of Smith's hair glorifier and offered to sell me a bottle. Well, hasn't changed for a century, actually. Oh, it's not a century, it's even more. Oh my God. It's 1871. 1871. Brothers and sisters. Comrades. Okay. So, offered to sell me a bottle. A bottle. I declined. He praised the new perfume, John's Delight of the toilet. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that's still funny, still funny. And proposed to sell me some of that. I declined again. He tendered me a tooth wash atrocity of his own invention, of course, yeah. I have a business and I have three businesses, and the taxi and Barbers is for my soul. Okay, yeah, we know all the stories. So, of his own invention, and when I declined, third time, three, no. Suffer of marketing things, the strategy. And when I declined the third time, offered to trade knives with me. Surprisingly, he returned. Uh, interesting how the British people say interesting. Okay. He returned to business after the miscarriage of his last enterprise, sprinkled me all over, legs and all, greased my hair in defiance of my protests against it, rubbed and scrubbed a good deal of it out and rubbed and scrubbed a good deal of it out by the roots, and combed and brushed the rest, parting it behind and plastering the eternal inverted arch of hair down on my forehead, and then, while combing my sand eyebrows and defiling them with pomade, strung out an account of the achievements of a 6 ounce 6 ounce black and tan terrier of his. Sorry, I'm not really understand what I'm reading. Terriers of his till I heard the whistles blow for noon and knew I was 5 minutes too late for the train. I was 5 minutes too late for the train. Okay, I like this. Then he snatched away the towel, brushed it lightly about my face, passed his comb through my eyebrows with a pomade, I remind you, once more, and gaily, gaily, does it sounds like I understand it? Send out and gaily send out. Next, next, like this, maybe. Well, maybe. This barber fell down and died of apoplexy 2 hours later. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm waiting over a day for my revenge. I'm going to attend his funeral. Well, this was unexpected, the ending. I remind the 1871 of this story. Well, this short story about the barbers. It was quite funny until the death of the barber, actually. Well, anyway, so if you already have the blood of your ears from my reading, subscribe my channel. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe you just switch it off. I just had nothing to do today. And well, actually, I have lots of things to do, but I'm procrastinating. And I just remembered that I have this Mark Twain book of humor, the barber died. Well, that was the humor century ago, actually. Okay, century, 2 century, no, century ago. Well, anyway, bye.